welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my sinking funds and savings tracker. It's the month of July and we're ready to get started on a new reset for the month. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, sinking funds. I love sinking funds. I use them. I've used them for the past 4 or 5 years, and they've been amazing to use for our budget and saving up and paying for things in the future that happen once a year or quarterly. That is the best timing for using sinking funds, because if you can save a little bit of each fund every month, then by the time the month hits that you owe that bill or that event is about to happen, you have all the cash you need and it does not reflect in your budget. It's a less of a hit in your budget. So I love using sinking funds. I've kind of changed my sinking funds around just a little bit, and I'll show you just as I'm going through, I'll show you and tell you what is different than previous months, and we'll go from there. So my first sinking fund I've had for a long time is my Amazon Prime. Comes out every September. We're at $113 and we're going to add $12. I'm not going to total anything today. That's when I do my closeout, so I'm going to leave that there. Google Storage is something my husband signed up for, and we're doing $833 a month for that. So if I do it every month, next February, he'll have enough for the storage that he's using, and that works. Apple subscription, that is my all the Excel, Word, Power, the Microsoft stuff you can get in a package on my laptop for my MacBook Air. I pay a subscription every year for that, and that comes out December or end of December, I think, is when it comes out. So I put aside $5.83 for that. I'm a fully funded home maintenance. I will be using this, so starting next month I'll probably start replenishing that a little bit. I don't really have a specific bill for this. This is just something I keep funded for service calls, and we had a leak in our basement. It's not leaking now, but we have the water turned off in that part of the basement, and so it's not affecting anything in the house. But I would like to use my front water hose out the spigot out front of our house to wash the cars occasionally, to water the plants out there and things like that. Right now we can't use it because it's the pipe or whatever, it leaks and sprays everywhere. It's burst, whatever, and I need to have it fixed again. So we're going to hopefully get that done and get it done right this time. Orkin spray, I put $47 a month, and CKY lime fill. So I know what the bill is. The bill in total, and that I'm going to be withdrawing because I have it in my hand. I'm not going to put it on camera, but I do have it. The total withdrawal I'm going to have, I know, is going to be $85.07 for 3 months. I'm going to have an ending balance of 0. So what I'm going to do is kind of backwards calculate how do I get this number. And when you take, let's see what we got here, 85.7 minus the 60 I already have, that leaves me $25.07. Now typically I put $30 a month just in case the trash bill goes up to $90, but it's usually $85 to $88, so I like keeping it just at 90 or below. So we're going to do that $25.08 to make that 0, and that's how I've decided to use that. And so when the trash, which comes out, or which charges my credit card on the 10th of July, I already have the cash ready to go, and I can just pay the credit card with that one transaction and we're good to go. So that is the one change for this month. Propane, I do $20 a month. It's already at $140. October, November time frames is when I start looking about calling them out to come and refill our propane tank. We use it for our fireplace in our living room, and it offsets the heat a little bit here. So last month we paid our Kentucky County taxes and tags. I gotta give a new name category for that. I might just call it just registration for the cars. But we had $28.78 left over. I'm going to be doing $20 a month. It was $13.50, but I don't have as much in this area, this line item as I did before, so I'm going to do $20. And that should equal the same of what we spent this year for next year. and because cars depreciate, we can pay less in taxes as the depreciation value goes down. So as long as we still have those cars, praying we can keep them for another few more years, because I'm not ready for a car payment yet. And I'm not looking forward to it, because I hear they're like $700 a month now and upwards to $1,000. I'm like, how are people doing that? I don't get it. And I haven't had a car payment since 2019, and that was $570, and I thought that was really high. So I'm a little scared, and I haven't planned or saved for it. So we don't have the money yet, but we will rely on God to get us there, and that's what I'm going to, pray and let him calm my nerves about. So car maintenance, we have $150, and I am going to put $50 here. Then I have Xander identity theft that comes out either end of October or November or something like that. But we have $12 a month we're putting here. Norton, which is my husband's laptop security, $533. I'm an Apple person, he's an Android and PC person, so yeah, we have everything separated. Tax preparer for next year, I'm going to put $20 away, make sure we're doing our taxes well. Birthday and Christmas, I put $100 a month. And cell phone tech, just whenever we need something, this gives us a little bit of money to offset anything with cell phone or technology for the family. Activities fund. So last month you saw me close out the sinking funds, and it's because I spent all of this down here, and which equaled $516.37. One was just a weekend trip to an aquarium, which we loved doing and just splurged all day and had fun with it. And then the next thing was I ordered tickets for Brickfest in October for my birthday, and the whole family's going. We got VIP tickets, and it's here in Lexington, Kentucky, near us. So yeah, I overspent in that one line item, but I have so much in this account that it could support this $91 overage, and now I'm kind of repaying that back. So I'm going to add another $50, which is going to bring it to a negative $41.18 by the end of the month. You'll see that then, because I'm not using this fund obviously anymore because I don't have any money in there, and I'm just going to keep building it back up again. So that's not a problem. And this fund doesn't get used very often. I just thought it was a great way to have a good fun weekend and do something special. Canva is that right? Is it? Oh, it's $10 a month. Okay. I thought it was $20 a month. Never mind. $10 a month, $120 a year, just under that this last time. So I put $10 away for that. It's a little cheaper if I do the annual over the monthly payments. Epidemic Sound comes out same time as Xander Identity, so it's $12 for that one as well. Home Fund. So this fund was originally in over here in the savings tracker. Home fund, and I had $1,354.59, and then I took out $190.80 last month, which left me $1,163.79, and I decided to lower it to $559.59. Is that right? Oh, I see what I did wrong. In my notes, I still had $159. I forgot that at the end of last month I changed it, so that is actually a lot less. So let me do the math for you again. All right, now that I've caught my mistake, we had $1,354.59 minus the $190.80. And that equaled the $1,163.79. And then over here, I need this to, I needed to remove $795. This is where I got the amount of money I need for the sinking fund for NutriSense, which was a change that I made. I took it out of the home fund, put it down here, and I should have had, and I didn't catch it until just now, $368.79. So that is the new home fund. Now I have more of this home fund. It just happened to separate based on how I split the account to Edward Jones and my money market account. I sent money to Edward Jones high yield savings, which was 5.33% interest and return. It's still much higher than the 0.9% that I was getting, or the 1% I was getting here at my regular bank. So I've moved $37,000 over. But I had to divide something in order to make those numbers work. And that's why the home fund part, the $3,948, is in Edward Jones. And this was just what was left of it in this account. So I just been using it for other things as well as home fund. So it's all about how you decide to use your money and what sacrifices you're going to make. And that's how I kind of made that sacrifice. So here, these funds, home fund, car fund, Roth IRA, NutriSense, dividends, they're not really going to get funded except for the Roth. They're just placeholders for money I have in the account. So every dollar is assigned. There's no dollar left behind. So that is $0. I'm not planning to add any more to that. I don't have anything available. The Jeep car fund. So several months ago, last year I think, I put this money aside from extra money that we had. My husband needs something specific for his Jeep. And, well, let's just find, we've been waiting for this part to come in. The people that we used for this part got a completely overhaul of new people as well as new ownership. And, well, any new parts that came in that they didn't know where it belonged, they just sent it back. So we had to bring our vehicle, and then they didn't know who did what. So we had to bring our vehicle in, let them look at it again, and then they're going to call and say, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to order. And we're like, yes, we know. Will you please order it again? Hopefully we can get this fixed. Luckily, it's a vehicle that's not being driven very often, and we can just leave it there. It's not a problem. So the $700 is still sitting here to get this vehicle fixed, and everything will be taken care of. I have more confidence now that I've met the new crew and the people and how things are working. So that's really good. Roth IRA, I do. Oh, why did I put 700 in here? I'm just talking away and not even noticing. Look at that. 0. All right. So this is going to get $100 a month until the end of the year, and then I can put $8,000 or an extra $1,000 into my Roth IRA, which was supposed to be transferring into the Edward Jones. I need to call about that and make sure that's happening still. This one is going to get nothing because this $795 will last me all the way up till September when my last NutriSense charge will happen. I've only been doing this, and I only signed up for doing this for 6 months just to see things during the season, and I think I can move forward without it and it'll be fine. I do have $265. Oops, I always do that. $265 charge. And if you divide that by 265, then you get a specific number. I can't remember, 3 or 4 months. So there's that. I don't have dividends yet, so I will be dealing with that later. And what I plan to do, this is zero out, so I'm just going to take whatever change is left at the end of the month and move it into the savings account, this money market account, and I'm going to use this line item to do that with. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit, a lot, $5, $20, it doesn't matter. I'm going to move it over as a deposit and help keep that account healthy, and just a way of saving money because I really don't have a lot of wiggle room, but start fresh and new with a new month and the income that, only the income that comes in for that month. So that's what I'm planned to do going forward in July. So those are all my changes. Let me total this up real quick and we will move on from there. Okay, so right now I know I need $547.57. This is where I get the number for my monthly planning here in the monthly planning section. Get to July, And I think that is, oh, I'm a penny off. That's okay. This says $547.57. I wrote 56 cents. I'm going to change that to a 7. And I may have put it in the plans, but I can always adjust it with the actual. So I'm going to write that there. Hopefully I didn't mess up. And then that I always skip down here for deposit because I still have dividends that come to this account and I want to write that in here and add it as a total there. So this is the amount I'm depositing and then any dividends and extra at the end of the month. So there's that. So let's total the beginning and we'll get a good idea where our account's standing right now. All right, so we are showing $4,705.54. There we go. So those are the sinking funds. Now we move on to the savings tracker. Okay, so the savings tracker. I am tracking a new savings account, which is with our Edward Jones high yield savings account. It's my first high yield savings account. I've used a money market account. It's not as high as a high yield savings account. I think I got 1.5 at the highest and the lowest was 0.9%. And that will be the money market account for the sinking funds, as well as all of these ones I added that used to be just the money market account. So when I did my sinking funds for the month of July, I took every penny out of my regular savings account that only gave me like 41 cents a month and moved it over here to the money market account. Obviously you can't tell on paper, but in my bank account, that's what I did. And I already had in the money market account the home fund, the car fund, the Roth, and I added NutriCents and then dividends. So all that was already there. The rest of it went to an outside account for Edward Jones. So all of these are Edward Jones, one place. Now it's one savings account. Again, I like to break up my savings account on paper, but in reality, it's all one savings account. This one particular savings account is $37,000 in total. That's what we transferred over, and that is where we're starting. Hopefully I get to build more onto this. I would like to build more for other home projects and things like that, but we are just going to start with our beginning balances. I have no deposits going in this month or any withdrawals unless there's a dire emergency. One of us has to have a medical emergency and cover a hospital bill or something before we really have to use this. So this is just going to set it and forget it kind of savings and things like that. So that's what we're doing here. So first part is the Edward Jones emergency fund. That has not changed. That number is not changing. It's still $29,052. And that's just for a year of spending money basically each month because my husband's military retirement, VA disability, and my son's rent combined is enough to take care of all of our bills. We just need our variable expenses taken care of, and that's enough for an entire year. So that's what that is right there. Vacay. So our vacation fund we have is at $4,000. We'll probably have more than that, maybe another $800 to $1,000. That is because we use our credit card, pay it off every week, and we get points for those rewards. I don't really care about the rewards so much, but because I can take advantage and I'm not losing money in interest payments on that card, and I haven't paid interest on that credit card in years, guess what? We're going to take advantage of those rewards. I wouldn't even change to another high reward system at all. I'm fine with what we have. I just don't want to do any. I don't like change very much right now. So doing a lot of changes is not fun for me right now. So having this vacation fund there and having an extra $800 to $1,000 by October. We haven't booked or anything for our vacation, but we know it's an October time frame that we want to do our vacation. And I think we're just going to go back to Pigeon Forge like we did last year. And we had a great time last November. So we want to do it again. And so that should be enough for us. And half of that is hotel stay anyway. So there you go. Edward Jones Home Fund. That's what HF stands for. So right now when I divided the home fund to make the difference between the money market account and the savings tracker, or savings tracker, the Edward Jones and the money market account, I just kind of split that so I can get $37,000 here in the Edward Jones savings, and that meant that I put over $3,948.00 in our home fund. Now, there are no dividends at this time. We just set it up, so hopefully this month in July we will have, and it's a little early, I'm filming this a little bit early, but this month in July I hope that we get a deposit for that, and I'd love to see what that looks like. Now that 5.33%, I don't know how it changes over time as interest rate changes. You know, the higher the interest rates are, the higher the high yield savings are. But the lower the interest rates are, the lower the high yield savings are. So it is variable. It does change. I need to read more about this particular one, how it changes. The other thing I like about this Edward Jones, that where we're moving all of our retirements and everything to this year, and we're just rolling over what we have in other companies and put it under one umbrella is what we're trying to do. My husband had a job in Virginia where he had a Roth 401k. Some kind of 401k with a company match, and then he had a second one here, and then he had his thrift savings, and now he's got one with the city, the state of Kentucky, and I'm just like, okay, this is a lot of places where a lot of things are happening. And a dear friend of ours used to be Navy, but now he does Edward Jones. He's an amazing guy, and we know him well enough to know we can trust him with what he's doing. And so he's getting all our stuff put under one umbrella for us, and we appreciate that so much. So we're going to do some totals here. This should equal $37,000. Let's make sure I wrote the numbers correctly. So $29,052 plus $4,000 plus $39.48. And that gives us $37,000. So this is what we have in our money market account, or money market. I'm going to have a hard time saying the correct terminology. It's going to take me a while to practice this. Our high yield savings. So I'm excited to see what that looks like once the deposit hits. And when it does, I will show you what that looks like for the month of July. But for right now, this is all we know because it hasn't quite happened yet. But I do have home fund and money market account. Eventually, that's just going to disappear. Because there's not a lot over there, but between the two, I have, there we go, yeah, I have about 4,000, so if we needed to use 4,000 for anything for our home, we have it between the two accounts. I think I meant to say a minute ago, what I'm excited about here with the Edward Jones is that I can get a debit card for this high yield savings. So if I do have like an immediate emergency, instead of waiting to transfer funds over from that account into our checking account to pay for whatever it is that we need that's an actual emergency, such as, like I said, medical emergency or anything, just any kind of emergency, vehicle, maintenance, not maintenance, but a vehicle, something breaks down in your car, or your washer and dryer breaks down, or which ours shouldn't because we just bought ours this past year. So things like that, just real emergencies. Using that debit card to go directly to that account would be amazing. And I really like that idea. So I haven't got it yet. I do plan to just leave it put away for an actual emergency. But other than that, that's all we would be using it for. I'm hoping to build it up more. So this is my sinking funds and savings tracker for the month of July. And we are set to go. At the end of the month, I will close this out. Anything that changes. For right now, these are the only 2 transactions I am expecting. This definitely happens every month. And then one other item should happen every month unless there's something else I need to buy. So we will make those decisions as we go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. faithful and free, without a care.